Hi, I'm a distressing damsel, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do the classic Princess Leia hairstyle. I chose Princess Leia for my first tutorial because she's an incredible character. She's strong, determined, and even after the fact that her entire planet had been destroyed, she chose to fight the Empire to make sure that it didn't happen to anyone else rather than sit around and feel sorry for herself. For many of us girls, she's the first role model we ever had, so this tutorial is dedicated to her. The most convenient part of this tutorial is the fact that you'll be using mostly your own hair. You can see that mine's actually pretty long, but it's not very thick, so I will be using some extensions. Anyone who's got hair they can put into low pigtails can do this, and I'm lucky in that I'm a brunette, but if you're blonde and you want to do the hairstyle the way I'm showing you anyways, go for it. It's really completely up to you. You can buy most of the stuff for this hairstyle at Walmart, the dollar store, Rite Aid, whatever. The only things that you'll have to get from a hair salon supplier place, like Sally's Beauty Supplies, like the extensions or the combs, which you might be able to find somewhere else. It's where I had to look, but anyways, so I'm going to show you some of the materials we will be using for this tutorial. Alright, first you're going to need to get 2 packs of hair extensions. I got the Toyokalon 18-inch. Make sure you get the smooth, silky kind. They've got the braid stuff for a bit cheaper, but it's kind of frizzy and it's not nearly as nice as the smooth stuff. You're going to notice it comes with a bit of a curl. I will link you to a tutorial of how to use hot water to straighten this out if it really bothers you, but I've not had any problem with it. So, yeah. Also, never use a hair straightener on these things. They're made of plastic and it will turn them into slag. Next, I've got this little hair comb. I also got this at Sally's Beauty Supply. It came in a pack of 2, which is great because that's how many you're going to need. I'm not sure how I feel about these little squiggly things, but it seems to be working out so far. Next, you're going to need these little rubber bands, the kind that you put little tiny braids in. Nice and stretchy. Get them as close to your hair stock color as you can because they might be visible. I don't know. You can get those at Walmart, the dollar store, or wherever. Next, you're going to want hair pins. Now, these are different from bobby pins in that they're shaped like this. Yeah. The difference being that these actually hold more the further you got them apart. They use the resistance to hold your hair together, whereas these will squish it flat. For this tutorial, I'm actually going to be using these, which I just started trying out. I like them a lot, but if you can't get them, just go with these. You can actually still find them at Walmart or the dollar store or Rite Aid. You will, however, need a few bobby pins if you've got bangs like I do. So, yeah, they'll help hold your bangs back. They're good for that. You will also be needing something to part your hair with. As you can see, my part isn't perfect, but it looks close enough. You're going to want this all the way down the back of your head. You might want to get someone else to help you get the part perfect in the back because it's hard to see and hard to adjust it when you're holding a mirror up. You're going to want a hairbrush, a comb. If you want, you can straighten your hair. Mine, it's only a bit curly at the bottom, so it's really not that big of a deal for me. Also, this is completely optional, but you're going to want these hair nets. Now, these are really nice. Get it close to your hair color because then no one will know you have them. I'll show you what they're for later on in the tutorial. Okay, so let's get started with putting the combs together. Now, when you take these out of the package, you're going to notice they're held together like this. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's 2 separate gold strings. For the first one, just pull on a loop. And this one can actually just slip right over, but be careful because you can really pull the hair extensions apart, and that's kind of messy. Now, hold it like this, and make sure you get your thumb in through that loop before you open it. You're going to be wanting to divide these into 2 parts. So I'm going to split this in half. keep your unused portions laid out straight somewhere where they're not going to be bothered until you get around to using them, because they are really easy to tangle up. Now what you're going to want to do is take the comb, fold this over the comb. Now, you'll notice that I've got this bit of a short string. It's really not going to be an issue at all. Keep that toward the back of the comb where it curves in, and make sure all the little hairs are on there. Make sure it's secure. Then you take one of your little rubber bands and put it around the hair right as close to the comb as you can get. This will keep it from slipping off. It's really sturdy when you decide to put it in your hair. It's easy to do, and it generally just keeps it evenly distributed along the comb. I wouldn't recommend doing it in bigger spots than this. If you have shorter hair, you may need to, because you'll need the thickness of real hair. But if you've got like long hair, then you really don't need to put too much into it. So, right, looks like this. Tighten it if you need to, but you do this all across the comb, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, now you have these nice combs with the hair on them. They're nice, silky smooth. After you first make them, it's a good idea to take a comb. You can use a regular comb with semi-wide teeth, or you can buy a wig comb from Sally's Beauty Supply. I'm going to use one of these, as it's what most people have access to. And just start from the bottom and gradually work your way up. This will catch all of the loose hairs that didn't quite make it into the ponytail. You'll notice that it is actually really secure, considering you're only using rubber bands. So it will make all of this so much easier. So, after combing it out, next you've got your actual hair to deal with. Now you'll notice mine has been in pigtails this entire time. That's because before doing the tutorial, I went ahead and did my part, because that takes forever on me. To do a part, if you don't already know, it's best to take like a hair stick, or even the pointy end of some combs, or just use a comb to draw a line, imaginary line down your head all the way to the back, and push it to the side. Now, if you have trouble with this, it would be best to go ahead and get a friend to help you, because this can be very difficult to see. Now, the first thing I'm going to take care of is the fact that, well, I've got bangs and Princess Leia does not. So, I'm going to take my bobby pins. This is the only point in the tutorial where I recommend you use bobby pins at all. You're going to want to make sure your bangs are perfectly, well, not necessarily perfectly, but separated. And then just pin them in place. To keep the pins from being seen too much, you're going to want to go with something closer to your hair type. They come in black, brownish, tannish for you blondes out there. But yeah, just secure your bangs to your head. Something about Princess Leia's hair is that other than the buns, it looks like it's been shellacked to her head. So we're going to try to keep our hair as flat as possible. You may want to use a straightener in your hair if you're the sort that gets that lovely volume. I'm not, so I don't really have much to worry about. I would recommend you do this before you do anything else if you do have bangs, because if you don't, you're going to have little ends of your bangs sticking up over the buns, and that doesn't look very good at all.